So I have timing start at the first cutscene, which means actually I could retime my old run. And it should be a few seconds shorter, but point is,
It began in
it's
our homes,
close enough.
a stalking, creeping thing that
And that's just because it's Unreal Engine, it's very easy to say, okay, this is what the assembly for start cutscene looks like in the engine, and so it's very easy to find the function that I need to mess with. It's really hard to say, oh, when there's a screen effect, because that's specific to the game, it's really hard to find that in the code base. And in fact, I think that might be that particular kind of flash that happens at the flashbacks, I think that might be a blueprint, which means it's not even code that's actually running in the game, it's running through an interpreter.
And so I found you, a lone child in a quiet place. I'm glad you're here with me. I know where we have to go. I remember the room. I'll take us there right now. Just follow my voice. A small act should be enough. Great, that worked. Here we are. I know the whole situation's a little confusing right now, but all I need you to do is push the big red button. The one right over there.
That's a funny looking device. Wonder what it does.
Huh. Well, let's go ahead and keep that thing. You never know. Anyway, red button.
I have actually no clipped out of this room before.
This isn't right. What's going on? Did we miss something? No,
And
no.
it's really like incomplete out there. It's pretty funny.
Hey kiddo, you awake? Feeling alright? Good, good. That didn't quite work out back there, I'm sure you noticed. So there must be something else that needs taken care of first, and we should find out what that is. Try walking around for a bit. Let's get our bearings. Someone left something behind here. Break out that gizmo of yours. Let's see if we can find it.
Okay, I'll admit that it's pretty fun to swing the hammer around. Not much room for that when you're keeping trains from crapping out. Still, they could at least get someone else down here to help hold the planks. Damn it. I'm a train mechanic, not a railway worker. Someone's gotta fix the bridge. Fine. Get anyone to do it. I don't know any more about bridges than the next guy. I need a hit. Last of the planks now. Can't wait to get out of here.
Come on.
Good enough. Should hold for people on foot at least.
Yeah, misclicking that one, which caused the
The experience is
cooldown
different every time.
to start.
Unique, like
Net
the
that.
shards of a
I lost
broken
like a
window.
second there.
But they're all like dreams.
But that'll be fine.
Forgotten and hazy. Then it becomes clear and it's like they're right next to you. Isn't that strange?
Anyway, let's move along. There's more to be done.
Ah, Atlas Park.
Yeah, very
Lush,
much.
Tranquil, secluded. They built it for the view and the symbolism.
You should see the new skip I figured out, Eggman. It'll come up in like
The architecture's experimental. Let's have a look around the park.
10, 12 minutes.
Maintenance.
It's a little
This is
ridiculous.
a fire hazard. For the record, I did say this was the city of innovation and not the city of functioning utilities.
Cool. I kind of want to see that now. In OpenRCG 2, I'm assuming, because of the fast completion.
We set up a trust fund for Joyce when she was born. Assorted stocks and assets, but mostly shares from the Institute. Part of the annual bonus packages. It's all worthless now unless someone goes back there. And no one is ever going back there.
Oop. Messed that up.
You have it? Keep your voice down, idiot. Yeah, I have it. What do you have?
Lorazepam. Here, look. 24 doses, and it's popular already.
I
always
shouldn't get
wondered,
distracted by chat.
when there are few humans left, does an individual life
Forgot about that trick last time.
just one more on the pile? Now this is interesting. Cameras, microphones. Turns out Atlas Park is a lush green police state. Who do you think used to monitor all
That
this?
isn't consistent. Most of the time the vault just opens, but sometimes it doesn't. That's weird. I mean, yeah, I'm basically running this category that I invented myself. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Actually creating the mode in the game for it.
I knew it. Did he see me? No, he couldn't have. Oh God, Joyce! Where's Joyce?
A gun? You bought a gun?
For our safety. There's no telling who's after us or where they are now. You saw what happened. Look, I'll leave it here. Someone shows up.
Yeah, I haven't actually run it.
Riho, I'm sorry. It was my fault. I wanted Eagle View to work out for us, but I should have listened to you. Joyce asks about you every day, and I tell her you'll come as soon as you're done helping out there. She smiles, and I see you in her eyes.
Midnight Club Los Angeles. I don't think there's a lot of runs for that one.
Abandoned playgrounds, animal figures all faded and warped, creepy stories to go with them. There's something about a fresh new playground, silent and still, that's worse.
Hey, mister. Are you looking for someone? Mister? What are you doing? No! 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 No!
I kinda doubt that. You tend to play thousands of hours of a game when you're working on it. But
Followed us here.
I definitely think I've spent more time in this than I think even most of the
All you ever
players
do
ever
is
have.
run.
Salma, wait. This isn't you. It's that thing. It's still active. You know that.
Salma,
Salma. Salma, no!
I think I clicked that early, but whatever.
We gave Pavel and Salma some basic med kits in this house so they could start up a clinic of sorts. Said they were doctors, but not what kind exactly. Is that why someone targeted them? To sabotage?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it doesn't explain the girl.
Do you think she wanted to do that, or did she, in the moment between breaths, simply forget that she didn't? It's still active.
I'm not good at doing
That's what he
splits
said.
consistently in this game, but
Whatever
all that
happened
matters
to
is
that
actually the
recording
start-stop
is still
times.
happening.
Pavel Kulik, that was your name.
The dialogue for the backpack takes ever so slightly longer. So I do the shorter one first so I can walk while the backpack one's playing. But it's only by like a second, I think. I remember timing it.
Still a detective. But why you and the girl? What's going on? So, what about her? Salma Anderson. Park roster has the girl listed as her daughter, but doesn't say if Pavel was her husband. And now she's gone into thin air. An entire family, just like
I'm
that.
basically writing this game is all about minimizing how much time you spend waiting.
Why? Arturo Montiel, 27 years old. Says he knows where the guns are coming from and who killed Pavel, but won't spill a word until I guarantee his safety and comfort. I'll see what I can do. Poor bastard's been sleeping under a tree. She fell from here. But what was she doing here in the first place? The hole is clearly visible.
Optimizing shooting to minimize lag. That's actually pretty good.
Somebody said they heard several screams. But who would do such a thing? You had a lot of enemies here. People who hated you. Maybe I did too. But now,
Should have done that on the way up.
had to end this way.
Oh well.
It was one of mine who shot you, I don't doubt it. So I'm sorry, Sergeant, for that, if nothing else.
Transistor.
Drugs and weapons. Pills, needles, powders, uppers, downers, sheaves and switchblades. We've been confiscating this stuff for a long time now, but more of it keeps finding its way in. I can't help but wonder if there's a central supplier. People are
Yeah, I think a lot of games in the era had lag issues. Well, the PS2 is better than PS1. By a pretty significant margin about that.
If it's connected to the deaths? Darwaza, Pavel, the girl. Everything's coming apart and there's something I'm not seeing. I feel like I'm on the verge of understanding, but that might just be wishful thinking. I should take stock of the evidence. So much death. Darwaza was shot by a civilian, I'm sure of it. Had nothing to do with Pavel, but the guns are the exact same.
Okay, and we don't need to do any more of those memories for a while now.
That was never the intention. Then who could trade for them?
It's a powerful compulsion.
Oh.
Why? These are the questions that drove Andropov on. Even more so than the who. Why would someone want to hurt us? Why these people? Why now? Why am I the only one who cares?
Alright, time for the crowbar.
A locked steel hatch? I don't know about you, but when I see a locked steel anything, I get awfully curious. Looks like we'll have to pry it open.
Be advised. Systems operation compromised. Security lockdown protocols.
Gordon Freeman with the car. Not quite Gordon Freeman, because I can't whack anybody with it.
Looks more like a prison or a bunker to me. In fact, I'm not
It's just a
sure
one-use item to
they don't smell
open
right.
up the basement. Oh!
Should be a voice
I knew that was going to be bad as soon as I made the
tunnels
jump.
smell like burnt copper. Oh, come on. Who built this place?
Okay, I could have made that jump. I'm being way too cautious, but whatever. That's a really tricky one.
This thing's busted pretty bad. Patching it up might release the magnetic clamp locks on those heavy doors. But where could we find a bin?
I wasn't sure on the timing on that one. And yeah, I have to head this way slightly. Oop. This is the bane of you. Yeah, it's kind of the bane of the speedrun, because it's extremely cycle-based and it's really hard to predict it. It's really hard to predict that, and they all like 5 of the jets have their own cycle, and I haven't been able to figure out like when or where they sync up, so it's bad. So you may notice I have all 4 items for the thing coming up, even though I don't actually have I didn't never actually finish the last part of this, so I don't technically am not supposed to have gotten the coil.
This is strange, but it seems somehow relevant, don't you agree?
Coil, and this is a bit of a tricky one.
Should hardly surprise us. Like a soda machine when you're really
But if I do it just quickly enough.
Be advised. Operation
Yes!
status
So you saw the lever start to go up. That means the elevator will actually move during this cutscene and save me like a second or something.
There we go. I'm not sure what you did, but I feel different. Do you feel
Oh, I did
okay?
not remember to split.
Like 100,000 voices at the back of your head? No? Maybe it's just something I ate.
Well, the important splits
I think
is
we're done here, though. We should
the
move
one
on.
at Act 2, which is automatic, and the one at Done, which actually signals the end of the game. Yeah, I tried to split. Yeah, I automated the first and last split, so that's the important part. I tried Act 1 exit was supposed to be at that cutscene, which I forgot to do. Well, that's good. I can always go back in and manually type in split times so that I have a record splits properly entered. So, Eggman, do you remember the line puzzle that didn't work for you in this act? You tried to solve it and then it wouldn't go and you basically cursed out the game? Well, I'm gonna make short work of it. So one of those power sources I'm supposed to turn on is in there, right? Well, I'm not gonna turn that one on. I'm just gonna skip it.
This was the pride of Chernosk's railway, its heart. Grunbach Memorial Station, a stunning proof.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty bad
Recently, this is where people
how this one's
famously
programmed. In fact, it's so bad, it's actually the key to skipping the entire act. Come on, use the ladder.
The architects who built this part of town really didn't give much for the idea of accessibility, did they?
Yeah, well, that spawned in a bad spot for me. Oh, well, I made it work. Yeah, it stopped in a bad spot. Okay. Alright. So I have two of the power sources on, and so I can
Probably more than two.
turn
Well,
on two of them,
looks like
and
this one's hooked up
then
to the same power grid as the
connect
trains.
the other one there so it deactivates, and then very quickly switch two of them, power them on, and the machine turns on.
No connection.
And that's how you break Act 2. What's happening, I was able to do some memory watch stuff to verify this, but behind the scenes, the game is storing a counter of how many of those stations are powered, but anytime, it doesn't like every frame or every time you make a change, recalculate that value. Instead, it tries to figure out what the difference is based on the change, so it will add or subtract how many connections you made or broke. The problem is, if you manage to get that number incorrect, that incorrectness, this split's actually an automatic split, Eggman. But if you get that like desynchronized so that it's not counting the right number, that desynchronization continues. So I actually got it to think there was one connection when there was actually none by, you know, forming and then breaking that connection very quickly. And so from there I just made two more connections. It counted 3 connections. It said end of the act. There we go. That's that one.
Gas of some sort, heavier than air. They remained here because it was easy to fortify, because the others didn't follow them here. Now departing for misunderstanding, conflict, and the upholding of divides. All
42 seconds. I'm on good pace.
End of the line. This is where they were all going. The famous mountains of Chernosk. Safety and stability, if you believe the brochure. Eagleview Plateau should be just up ahead.
Oh, Eggman, you should see this as well, because Act 3 skip has changed. You know, previously, I walked up the cliffside to be able to drain the tunnel. Well, I don't take the tunnel anymore, so I don't drain it anymore. Instead, there's that broken bridge. You can kind of just barely see it to the left right now. Yeah, right there. That, you know, there's the achievement for jumping down the pit, you know, trying to jump across. You can actually make it across. I think it was update 1.2 or something. The developers increased the running speed because I guess people were complaining just how slow it was to get around the map. And they didn't quite realize how broken that was.
Below, you'll find Eagle View's main attraction, an old settlement built right into the cliffside. One of the wonders of the world. Currently home to divergent opinions.
Oh man, that was close. That was close. There we go.
There was a natural cave system here first. No useful ore or stone, but plenty of shelter from the harsh mountain winds. The town came later, and I can't quite fathom how they went about building it, but I'm glad to see this place again.
I just gotta wait.
Was that the... Someone's trying to cross the bridge! You there! Get after them!
Driver, follow that group of terrified running people. The game is afoot. Goodbye, Eagle View. We hardly knew ye. If our mission works out for us, do better in the future.
Yeah, there's a lot more irony there. In fact, there's now a line in Act 2, I think I talked over it completely, which was, you know, something about saying goodbye to the Chernoff train station or whatever the name was. And I was just like, oh, there's another line with way more irony than intended. Way more, sarcasm, maybe? I don't know.
Well, I'm no mountain ranger, but I don't think those giant rings are naturally occurring. We're getting close again.
Doctor, be honest.
Yeah, they're referring to those rings.
Encounter crazies inside.
They are not crazy, they are victims. And yes, there's a chance. It's why we had to run in the first place. Good thing you brought your cudgel, no?
They stopped here to rest, our confused would-be heroes. The last breath before the plunge.
What do you think those giant rings are?
Dr. Gerasimov says they are focus amplifiers. I asked him to explain, but he said he didn't have the time to help me understand.
Keep an eye out for a key somewhere here. We need 2 of them to open the console, and I only have 1. But I know Dr. Kozlovsky left hers here when we stopped to rest. She might have buried it. So get digging. The facility will have gone on automatic lockdown following the incident. It could be opened from inside or from the main office, but also from here. There's a hidden console
Now we
in an
just
armored
gotta
casing.
wait.
If we get that,
Gotta wait.
I have the code. Look, here. There's a hidden ladder behind the rock. We improvised with ropes when we left. But if I can get to the console, we should be able to get the ladder out. The Institute did nothing.
I'm in a rock.
This is strange. The lockdown isn't in effect for the first floor, and the central override has been used. That means someone's been in there. Someone with access. And they might still be inside.
I think that might have been a bad split, and that's why it looks like time loss. Oh, well, we'll see. It's pretty hard to lose 4 seconds there. No, that would have been the Act 4 split, where it says negative 51.9.
Why does this feel like walking down the barrel of a gun?
Now, 5A was basically from triggering the Act 4 skip to getting the ladder to drop in Act 5. There's not a lot of splits in this game now.
An unfound door. This place is covered in that smell, like burned copper. I remember that smell now, like a dream. Like waking up to the scent of coffee or summer rain. Except this is what fear smells like.
Be advised. Main power compromised. Facility running on auxiliary power.
Mrs. Humanity, the doctor will see you now.
Do we really want to raise Joyce in a place like this?
Be advised. This week's team dinner will be beef stroganoff.
For such a remote location, they ate well. 3 kinds of granola, fresh fruit, protein shakes, pancake Tuesdays, wine and sirloin to celebrate major breakthroughs. Imagine if Eagleview knew about this well-stocked pantry. So here's where the dreams became reality, circuit by circuit. Grigori's tower, the giant rings, the devices they left in their trail all the way to Chernosk. All parts of the largest, most audacious machine ever built.
Somehow I clicked, but it didn't seem to register.
Then pigs, then monkeys. They tested drugs, beta blockers, shock therapy applied directly to the limbic system. This was many years ago. This is a calibrator to calibrate things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Our old friend Salma worked on this once upon a time. Looks like you're supposed to slot something into it.
Yeah, well, I had to wait for dialogue for the most part anyway, so...
No mere keypad for this floor.
Yeah, already was moving so fast that the dialogue was the limiting factor.
I don't know what's going to happen to us. We restore to factory settings, revert everything they did, and this reality comes crashing down. Well, whatever awaits us, let's just hope it works this time. Right? Right. I'll see you on the flip side.
Flip side.
Here we are.
Oh! Oh! Ooh.
Do you feel it?
Almost sub 20. Almost sub 28. Almost.
For an instant, we all sing along with it.
Oh.
Choir of the lucky and the brave. I can
Oh well,
hear
I at least have a recording of this full run, which is still
who in anger killed her child.
40 seconds faster than the one that I accidentally stopped the stream on. So
the slave who loved
world
his
record.
chains
World record.
clung to them in fear. Upon his skin, the touch of steel was soft and safe and warm.
Yay!
The lovers who forgot the world. Theirs was a place of mingled water and idolized meiosis. A doorless room could be no safer. We have done what we can.
I'll need to update
What's left is
the
them,
leaderboard then.
And they are wind and dreams. Behold the human, who is flawed and perfect.